Hi everyone friends, it's Olya with you. We're testing whether it's possible to make delicious healthy brownie in a pan without sugar, without butter, with a minimal amount of chocolate, using the simplest and most accessible ingredients. I'll say up front, it all works out. You'll find the link to the source and all the ingredient proportions in the description below the video. First, peel 2 bananas. The weight of my bananas without the peel is 250 grams. Break the bananas into pieces and mash them into a puree with a fork or a potato masher. I use a masher. It's quick and convenient. Add 2 medium eggs and 100 grams of thick plain yogurt, no additives, or low-fat sour cream. The ingredients go in straight from the fridge. Mix everything together. To make the dessert sweet, you can add 1 tablespoon of honey, chicory syrup, or Jerusalem artichoke syrup. I added 1 teaspoon of stevia sweetener. If you don't like very sweet desserts, you can skip this entirely. Mix well. Separately, take 100 grams of rolled oats. Either long cooking or quick oats will work. Grind them in a blender or coffee grinder into flour or fine crumbs. I'm using long cooking oats. They're more nutritious. Add the ground oats to the rest of the ingredients. Next, add 4 level tablespoons of cocoa powder and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Also, add a pinch of salt for flavor balance. Mix everything with a fork until you get a smooth, uniform consistency with no lumps. The batter is medium in thickness. It drips slowly off a spatula. We'll bake the brownie in a pan. You'll need a pan with a diameter of 20 to 22 or 24 centimeters. I'm using a 22 centimeter pan. Grease the bottom and sides with a small piece of butter. You'll need about 10 grams, or with refined vegetable oil. If you wish, you can line the pan with a piece of non-stick parchment paper and bake on it, in which case you don't need to grease the pan. Transfer the batter into the pan and spread it evenly. On a gas stove, set the heat to the lowest setting. Place the pan strictly in the center, so it heats evenly on all sides. Bake the brownie covered with a lid for about 20 to 30 minutes on low heat. On an electric stove, it usually takes a bit longer. During baking, condensation will collect on the lid. Wipe it off with napkins or a kitchen towel. How do you know when it's time to flip the brownie? First, look visually. The brownie has risen and its surface is matte and doesn't stick to your fingers. Run a spatula around the edges. They come away easily. Also, check the center with a toothpick. If it comes out dry, you don't need to flip the brownie. It's fully baked through. This will most likely be the case with a 24 centimeter pan. My toothpick comes out with traces of wet batter because I am baking in a 22 centimeter pan. To flip the brownie, place a piece of parchment on top of the pan. Cover with a plate and flip. Return the brownie to the pan. Cover with the lid and bake for another 5 to 7 minutes until done. I should mention that the baking time is approximate, since everyone's stoves and heat levels are different, so adjust based on your own situation. Meanwhile, let's melt the chocolate. Inside a deep dish or bowl, place a small bowl with chocolate. You'll need just 40 grams of dark chocolate. I'm using chocolate with 56% cocoa content, which is on the sweeter side. Pour boiling water into the outer bowl. The small bowl warms up and the chocolate gradually begins to melt. Once most of the chocolate has melted, remove the small bowl from the water. Don't wait for it to melt completely, as it can overheat and seize into grainy lumps. When there's just a small piece of chocolate left, take the bowl out of the water. Stir and everything will melt into a smooth, fluid consistency. The brownie are fully ready. Remove the parchment, cover the pan with a plate and flip. You can coat the brownie with chocolate right on the plate. I'll do it in the pan. I coat the brownie with the melted chocolate. Then cut it into pieces and sprinkle crushed walnuts in the center. Come join my Telegram channel. You'll find the simplest and quickest recipes there. Everyone's welcome. Well friends, the result is an appetizing chocolate brownie made in a pan. It's really not hard to make. Just 5 minutes to mix the batter and half an hour to wait for it to bake. Let me show you right away what it looks like when cut open. The brownie is fully baked. It's fluffy and not wet. In terms of taste, it's a moderately sweet, rich chocolate dessert that closely resembles a classic brownie. When warm, it's soft. When cold, it becomes denser. We loved these brownie and enjoyed every bite. If you like recipes like this, definitely give it a try. As always, please support me with a like and subscribe. I look forward to your comments. Wishing everyone peace and clear skies above. Until next time, bye bye.